Hey, what's going on? It's Neil for Car Light Cleaner. Just keeping it real. Okay, I just did a few clients. Um, did a couple of them a few days back. Today, today I did a headlight restoration job on a 2012 Volkswagen Golf. That headlight had some serious clear coat problems. So you'll see the videos, you see the photo and the videos of it in this clip here, but it took me almost 2 hours. It probably was 2 hours to do that job. I charged $80. I figured maybe I could still be done with it about an hour and 30 minutes, but it went 2 hours. I mean, it might have even went a little bit over 2 hours. But that was the hardest headlight job I ever did. I mean, really, I've been doing this since 2015. That was the hardest I ever did. And I mean, it was hot, and man, I tell you, whew, I was concerned about heat stroke. But anyway, that thing was a dogfight. I'm telling you. And in the end, I used the vapor, that acetone vapor. The headlights turned out nice in the end. But that clear coat, I mean, I used 320 grit sandpaper and I dry sanded it. Because when you dry sand it, it does take it off faster, but you will go through those discs. I think I went through like five discs on each headlight. And my battery died. So it was a good thing I had my charger with me. And so I plugged that up on a charger. Um, and then once the battery got charged, I was able to continue. But I had two batteries, so I was working with the other battery. But the first battery died, so I had to put that on the charger. So I was working on the other battery. I didn't know how long that battery was gonna last. But anyway, I got it done. But boy, I was sweating. My clothes was, I was like I was wearing wet clothes. That's how much I sweat. I mean, I'm like 64 years old, and I'm like, man, you gotta be crazy. You still doing this stuff. So as you can see, when you dry sanding it, and I'm doing this with the 320. With the 320, when you dry sand it, you can see where you still got some more clear coat to get off. And that's how you know. So dry sand is really a good way to keep an eye on how much you need to do. But I have to get the rest of this clear coat off. Another little trick I found to extend the life of these 320 sandpapers that you use when you are removing the clear coat from the headlight. If you can get yourself a brush, oh, I can put up against my leg, okay. And so you want to just brush off the excess of the oxidation that's on your disc, the 320. If you can knock enough of that off, then you can continue to use this to take off more. And I've actually gotten more off just doing that, So what's keeping you from taking off the oxidation is when so much oxidation builds up on your disc, it cakes up on it and it can't take off any more of the clear coat. But if you scrape off using a brush, the oxidation is caked on here, and then you apply the sanding to it again, you'll take more off. So that's another pointer. All right, so editing this video, I've actually taken another day to kind of rest up, so I'm kind of fresh today. Yesterday I was worn out. I just want to kind of give you guys some numbers of the grit size disc that I had to use when I did service on that Volkswagen Golf vehicle yesterday. I mean, I got I had to write this stuff down. I used 13 320 grit sand discs. 13. That was a lot. That's how bad that clear coat was on that vehicle. And I used 9 400 grits. 9. So I have to use that many because the 320, it's a rough grit. So you're having to smooth everything back out with the 400. And then I came back with the two of the 600 grits. Okay, kind of get the plastic, smoothing it back out because that 320 I had to use that to tear out that clear coat. It was rugged. Okay, then after 600 I used 800, so I used three of those. Then I got to two of the 1000 grit, two of the 2000, and then one of the 3000. But obviously, from what I wrote down, 13 320 grits. So that was that was extreme. I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot of work. It took me over 2 hours to do that job. And really, the client really had only she had two options. I gave her the favorable option to save her headlights, but I could have been one of the, I could have been one of you guys out there that may have looked at something like that and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, you need to buy new headlights." I could have told her that, but I guess I wanted to go through the experience of seeing just how much I could do to save a pair of headlights that had real bad, clear coat damage the way that vehicle did. And not all clear coat is the same thickness. This one was kind of medium. You have some clear coats you can knock it out fairly okay. This medium one, I mean, that thing, I mean, I cannot believe I spent over 2 hours taking that clear coat off. It was crazy. But then you have some clear coats that's like really thick. And I think one vehicle I worked on before, it was a Genesis. And it's a Hyundai brand. It's really what it is. Got the neighbors firing up their cars. And that headlight clear coat on that Genesis was really thick. So you'll run into something like that, and you might as well just say, "I'm sorry." You need to get some new headlights on that one because if you try to remove the clear coat off of those headlights, you're gonna be in for a party.